Hello and welcome to Maths by SAS. This is my fifth lesson of D3, chapter number 2, exercise 2B, that is about inverse functions. This lesson is equally important for D3 students and students who are preparing the CI examination. In this lesson, I will solve question number 7, basic level, that says, given that the function f of x equals to 7 minus 3 by 5x and g of x equals to 1 over 4x minus 6, evaluate each of the following: f inverse of 3, f inverse of minus 17, g inverse of 5, g inverse of minus 6, f inverse of 2, plus g inverse of minus 1, and f inverse of minus 4, g inverse of minus 1. As the question is containing two different functions, and for the evaluation of f inverse of 3 or g inverse of 5, first of all, we have to find the inverse of the functions which are given in the question. If you find any difficulty in understanding that what is the inverse of the function and how to find the inverse of the given function, you have to watch my previous lesson, for which I'll give the link in the description box, where I have discussed this in detail in 4 steps, that how to find the inverse of any function. So let's move to the solution of this question. Let's take each function one by one and find the inverse of that. First, I'm going to take function of f and let f of x equals to 7 minus 3 by 5x. And we know that for finding the inverse, we have to suppose that f of x, let f of x equals to y and x equals to f inverse y. X equals to f inverse y. It means that instead of f of x, I have to replace y equal to 7 minus 3 by 5x. Now I have to make x the subject of formula. So first of all, shift this 7 to other side and it will take the form y minus 7 equals to minus 3 by 5x. Now I have to shift 5 and 3, that is the coefficient of x, to other side, and the equation will take the form minus 5 by 3 minus 5 by 3 into y minus 7 equals to x. Now what I have to do, I have to multiply this minus 5 with every term inside the bracket, and my question will take the form, equation will take the form x equals to minus 5y minus 5y plus 35, because minus multiplied by minus is positive, 35 by 3, or instead of x, I have to replace f inverse of y. So f inverse of y will be equal to 35 minus 5y by 3. As I have to give my final answer in form of the original question, so the inverse will take the form f inverse of x equals to 35 minus 5x by 3. This is the inverse of f of x. And now I can block this answer. I can block this answer because I need to use this answer in the next calculations. And now let's move to the solution of g inverse of x. That given function of g of x is 1 by 4x minus 6. Again, what I have to do, I have to suppose that g of x equals to y and x equals to g inverse y. Now instead of g of x, I have to replace y equals to 1 by 4x minus 6. And now what I have to do, I have to shift this 6 to other side, and equation will take the form y plus 6 equals to x by 4, or x equals to 4 into y plus 6. As instead of x, I have to replace g inverse of y. G inverse of y equals to 4y plus 24 or g inverse of x equals to 4x plus 24. I hope you are clear about that how to find the inverse of f and g, and let's block these answers. And now before moving to the next part, let's make a separation here. Okay, now for the next part that I have to do is I have to evaluate f inverse of 3. F inverse of 3. For that I have to take the function of f inverse of x, that f inverse x equals to 35 minus 5x by 3. Instead of the variable I have to, or the input is 3, f inverse of 3 is equal to 35 minus 5 times 3 upon 3, and f inverse of 3 equals to 35 minus 15 upon 3. 35 minus 15, 5 minus 5 is 0, and 3 minus 1 is 2, 20 by 3, or f inverse of 3, 20 by 3 is 20 divided by 3, 3 6 are 18, 2, 6 whole 2 by 3, 6 whole 2 by 3. So answer of f inverse of 3 is 6 whole 2 by 3, and you can block the answer like this. And the next part is f inverse of minus 17. Again, what I have to do, I have to take the function of f of x, and instead of the variable I have to replace minus 17. So the equation will take the form 35 minus 5 into minus 17 upon 3. Now 17 multiplied by 5 is 85. 35 plus 85 upon 3, and this will give me 5 and 5 10, 8 and 3 11, and 1 12 upon 3. F inverse of minus 17, f inverse of minus 17 equals to, table of 3 is suitable, 3 1s are 3 4s are 40 times. So f inverse of minus 17 is 40. I hope you are clear about this part. Now I have to find the answer of g inverse of 5. G inverse of 5. This is the third part, that I have to get the answer of g inverse of 5. G inverse of x is 4x plus 24, and I have to evaluate this function at 5. So it will take the form 4 multiplied by 5 plus 24, and this will become 20 plus 24, and which is equal to 44. G inverse of 5 is 44, and I hope you are clear about this part. Let's move to the next part of the question, and that is g inverse of minus 6. G inverse of minus 6. This is the fourth part, that g inverse of minus 6. G inverse minus 6. Now what I have to do, that instead of the variable I have to replace minus 4 into minus 6 plus 24. This will give me minus 24 plus 24, which is equal to 0. So g inverse of minus 6 equals to 0. Now let's move quickly to the next part of the question, and that is f inverse of 2. Next part is f inverse of 2. F inverse 2 plus G inverse 1. G inverse 1. For this part, first of all, I have to evaluate the function of f at 2 and function of G inverse at 1, and then I have to add them up. I can see that answer of f inverse of x is 35 minus 5x by 3. Now I have to replace the domain input 2. This will give me 35 minus 5 times 2 upon 3, which is equal to 35 minus 5 to the 10 upon 3, and 35 minus 10 is 25 by 3. Let it be as it is because we have to use this in the next calculation. And now G inverse 1. Now G inverse 1 will be equal to 4x plus 24, and instead of the variable I have to replace 1, 24. This will give me 4 plus 24, which is equal to 28. And now I have to add up these two values. F inverse of 2 plus G inverse of 1 will give me 25 by 3 plus 28. Okay, now take the LCM. Denominator is 1, LCM will be 3. 25 plus 28 multiplied by 3 is 84. 28 multiplied by 3 is 84, plus 25 will give me 109 by 3. Now I have to divide this 109 by 3. 3 3s are 9, and I'm left with 1. 3 6 are 18 and 1, and it will give me 36 whole 1 by 3. I hope you are clear about this question. Let's move to sixth part of the question that says that evaluate f inverse of 4 minus G inverse of 4, G inverse of 4. Now as we know that f inverse of x is 35 minus 5x by 3, and G inverse of x is 4x plus 24. So first of all we have to evaluate f inverse of x at 4. So f inverse of x equals to 35 minus 5x by 3, and that will give me, okay, f inverse of 4, 35 minus 5 times 4 will give me 35 minus 20 by 3, and which is equal to 15. 5 and 15 by 3. 3 5s are 15. F inverse of 4 is 5. Now G inverse of 4 equals to 4 into 4 plus 24, which is equal to 16 plus 24. 6 and 4 10, and 2 plus 1 is 3 and 1 4. G inverse of 4. Now finally what we have to do, f inverse of 4 minus G inverse of 4, that is 5 minus 40, which is equal to minus 35. I hope you are clear about this question. For next difficulty level, please catch me in the next class. Watch my lesson, like, share and subscribe the channel, and press bell icon to get the notification of every lesson in time. Thank you very much.